Well, she's a multi-million dollar business mogul, an Austinite, a mother, and now author. Kendra Scott is getting ready to launch a book tour, debuting her memoir, Born to Shine, coming up on September 20th. The entrepreneur, fashion designer, and philanthropist joins us now live on Midday. Kendra Scott, welcome to Midday.
Thank you so much for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Absolutely, we are thrilled as well. So let's get right to it. Kendra, what was the purpose of writing this book?
You know, for me, I wanted to write, part memoir and part love letter to all of the people that helped me along my way, and to really realize that to show and be vulnerable, that there's power in vulnerability, to talk about not just the success of building a brand, but all the peaks and valleys along the way, and that all of us are not just looking for the shine with ourselves, but how do we help others find the shine within them? And it was a book that I hoped would bring people hope and inspire them.
I mean, speaking of which, your story of how Kendra Scott LLC was started in 2002 is quite remarkable. I've heard you talk about making jewelry at home with just $500, and this wasn't even your first business. What's the lesson here for those trying to start their own businesses?
Starting a business is hard, right? It's not an easy task, but I think, so many things that we go through. My first business that I had for 5 years, a little hat company here in Austin, it failed. And, I talk about in my book that failing forward, that there are so many lessons that we learn in these moments of both success, but also in failure, things that I did right, things I learned from that then allowed me to build and have a strong foundation for the business that did work, my jewelry company, a few years later. So, I think for all of us to know that our journey is unique and special to us. We own our own story. Nobody else can own the story of you but you. And that's what makes you special and unique. And so using those things to make a positive impact in the world and to live a life that you love and be proud of your story, and not feel like you have to be anybody else but you.
Absolutely, Kendra. And can you share maybe one of those things you learned as far as failure goes?
I've learned so much, Jenny. I know we don't have a long time, but every single time I always say those failures, that's a bridge to get us or to get me to the next place I'm going. A great example is even in the 2008 recession, I was selling strictly to other retail stores. I did not have my own retail stores at the time. I did not have an e-commerce website. And I realized how important it was to be able to have a direct connection to our customer. If it wasn't for that scary 2008 financial crisis, I may never have gone into opening my own retail stores or changing my business model. But that uncertain, scary time forced me to look at my business differently. So as we look at a possible upcoming recession, or in our past overcoming this pandemic, many times those things can actually be gifts to make us think differently, to actually create something better than we were doing before.
Another perspective. Kendra, speaking of your first retail shop in 2010, you opened the first retail shop on South Congress, your flagship. In 2019, you had more than 100 in several countries. How many stores do you actually have right now, Kendra?
We have over 120 stores across the country. We have actually been opening stores up since the pandemic. I remember when a lot of people were saying, oh, brick and mortar is over. And we did not see that in our stores. Our customers love human touch. They want to be around each other. Our stores are a place for community where we do Kendra Gives Back events. And our customers came out and supported us, and has really been allowing us to continue to grow and open those stores where we can all meet and connect with one another.
It is certainly a place to go and shop and just be a sense part of the community for sure. Well, last year, you stepped down as CEO of Kendra Scott LLC. Why?
20 years as CEO, wonderful, but I have the most amazing team. I have the most amazing folks. And the CEO, Tom Nolan, had been with me for 7 years, and we had 7 years to really grow that relationship. And I knew that our team could do such a great job running the day-to-day, but allowing me to do the things that I can really support and do, which was our philanthropy pillar. I opened the University of Texas Women's Entrepreneurial and Leadership Institute, in 2019. I was able to write this memoir and book, which is something I really wanted to do, and really focus on our customer. I spend a lot of time in stores now, really meeting our customers day in and day out. And it's allowing us to actually let me focus on the things that are going to grow our company even further in the future and allow my amazing team to take some of the pieces that I had done for the last 20 years and absolutely crush it, which they do every single day.
Speaking of the future, what is next for you and what can we expect from Kendra Scott LLC?
Well, I really believe, even though we're 2 decades in, which went by so fast, I can't even
Time
believe it.
flies.
It does. I really believe that we're just scratched the surface of what we want to accomplish. For us, giving back is how we really measure success at Kendra Scott. Since 2010, we've been able to give over $50 million to women's and children's charities. And I think for all of us, that is our North Star. It keeps driving us to want to continue to grow and build this beautiful brand that is not only making products that make people feel good, but actually making a difference in our communities around us. So we're super excited. We launched Scott Brothers, which is our new men's line. We've launched beautiful watches recently, and even our engagement collection. So now, we've kind of continuing to grow in jewelry. And like I said, we have a lot more we want to do and accomplish.
Your passion is evident, and we love having you on the show. Kendra Scott will be signing her brand new memoir, Born to Shine, at her South Congress flagship store this coming Saturday from 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. So, Kendra, thank you so much for joining us here on Midday. Please come back with any updates that you may have.
Thank you. That'll be a full day of celebration at that store. So even after the signing, come on in. There'll be signed copies still available if you didn't make the event. We'd love to see you out there.